Hi, Collective. Welcome back to Love, Light, and Life Affirm, your daily affirmations for self love and growth. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. Hi, Divine Masculines. So, this is my weekly check in. You guys know I always got to check in and see how you guys are doing after a long week. A lot can happen in 7 days, right? So, this is going to be for this week, you guys. I want to talk about some shadow work specifically for my divine masculines. So I want to talk about possibly what could be blocking you guys from reaching your manifestations at this time, maybe getting in the way of you reaching some goals. Are you having some issues with your own shadow aspects? Are there people in your life that are keeping you in a low vibration and you kind of need some advice on how to deal with that? So I'm going to touch base on that for you guys today. So I'm going to start just with a kind of general spread to kind of see what type of shadow aspects you're dealing with. Then I'm actually going to pull kind of how to embrace certain parts of your shadow as some advice for you as well. I will also get you guys a soulmate manifestation spread, also a money manifestation spread. And then I will also pull some oracles for you guys, also pull some letters, okay, at the end. All right, so let's see what's going on in general, Divine Masculines, in regards to your shadow work at this time. Okay, so the first one out, we have Banshee. All I could hear was a warning scream. Ignoring the signs won't make me free. So, what this is telling me right off the bat is you might be dealing with somebody in your energy, divine masculines, that you've been seeing red flags for. There's somebody that you are dealing with in your life, and it's almost like you've been suffering in silence. This is kind of how I feel when I see this particular card. This is kind of what I get from it. You're suffering in silence here, okay? And I feel like you're ignoring some red flags, things that you've been noticing about this person. And it might be making it difficult for you to stay in a high vibrational energy. I don't think people really understand how important it is to be mindful of the people that we have in our lives and how much those people that we deal with on a daily basis, whether these are romantic partners, whether these are friends, family, coworkers, right? It doesn't matter. When we feel energy, negative energy, pessimism, constant arguing, fighting, when that's the energy that people are in, even if you're not in that energy, divine masculine, but you are constantly around it, it is inevitably going to bring down your energy as well. So this is what I'm seeing. There's somebody in your life that you're dealing with, and this person can constantly bring you down, bring your mood down. And it's something that you've been noticing. Maybe this has nothing to do with anything you're doing. So maybe you've been trying to just kind of ignore the behavior. So even if there's somebody in your life that's dealing with things outside of them that keeps them in this type of vibration, again, them being in this vibration is still going to affect your energy. So the next thing I have that came out is key. Sharp insight, opportunities, hidden potential. So I think for you, you have to remember that, yes, people have potential to change, people have opportunities for growth, but they have to have the insight. I feel like you look at this person as somebody that has great potential for growth. You feel like they have the opportunity to be an amazing person, whether that's in your relationship, whether that's in career, if this is a, you know, baby mother that you're dealing with, you guys have kids, this is your wife, you see this person as having potential. And I feel like you hold on to those thoughts those insights about this person because you've also seen them when they are in a higher vibration. You've seen them when they are, you know, in a better place mentally. But I feel like more times than not, you might be dealing with somebody who is more in a lower vibration lately. So, what else do we have for you, Divine Masculine? Cauldron, intention, alchemy, manifestation. Yeah. So, understand that again, this is very important. It's going to affect your growth, your manifestation abilities. And it is something that you have probably constantly had to alchemize being around this person as much as you are in order for you to kind of survive it and keep yourself in a higher vibration. You're constantly having to alchemize this, but this person's energy is very, very strong. And so I feel sometimes you're not able to. So sometimes you can get sucked into feeling exactly how this person is feeling. And again, it brings down your energy. So when that happens, it starts to affect you being focused on what you're trying to manifest, your goals you're trying to reach, the things you're trying to accomplish. So understand it's like a domino effect, and it definitely matters. And the next thing that came out, procrastination. The ticking of the clock distracts me from the fact that my worst enemy hides in my mind. So, see, yeah, I feel like you spend a lot of time thinking about this, and I feel you might be stuck because you're not sure exactly the solution. You're not sure exactly how to get yourself out of this situation with this particular individual. Again, I feel like you care about them, but I feel like at the same time, you get tired of the negativity. You get tired of the constant fighting, all of the pessimism, whatever it may be. It's just a negative vibration that you find yourself in. And I feel like you don't have a solution. So it's frustrating. So I feel like you think about it all the time. You're in your head a lot because I feel like you're trying to find a way to resolve the issue, knowing that it's not up to you. And some of you guys could be feeling like it's just a matter of time before you might have to walk away. And I think that makes you very sad. When I look at this character's face here, it's deep contemplation. And it's almost like that thought of, what am I going to do? How am I going to get myself out of this situation? How can I try to make this person be in a higher vibration? But unfortunately, it's not something you can control, Divine Masculine, only to a certain extent. People have to choose the vibration they want to be in. The next one that came out is Black Cat. Grace, mystery, psychic abilities. Yeah, like I said, this is something that you are feeling. I feel like it could be affecting even your own gifts. And when I say gifts for you in this case, I mean, just even your manifestation ability. Again, being in a lower vibration or around people that are constantly in a lower vibration, it's going to rub off on you some way, shape, or form. And again, I feel like this is something you constantly are in your head about, and it could be affecting, like I said, you accomplishing goals. When you're in a negative vibration, it can put you in a place where you actually don't want to get up and do anything. You don't have the energy to do anything. You don't have the self motivation, right? That is because you are affected by the people around you. I feel like you have been dealing with this situation and you've been trying to be very graceful in how you handle this person. But I feel like you are exhausted trying to figure out an answer to a problem that is not yours, if I'm being honest. Eerie graveyard. As life transcends and we all fall into a silent embrace, the old attachments die, finding closure and grace. Yeah, like I said, this is, I feel like, what you want. I feel like you want some type of transformation of this situation. Again, I feel like you've been trying to be nice about it. You've been trying to show this person a lot of grace. as far as their behavior because you truly do care about them, but you are so ready for this negative emotion, this negative behavior to go away. You are ready for this person to transform, to go through a transformation of change. You're ready to put it to an end. You're looking for closure here. Wisdom shadows deeper truths. Yeah. You want this person to go within. You want this person to do their own shadow work. This is what you desire. Again, because you're dealing with somebody in this energy. This is how they feel on the inside. On the outside, they may smile. They may look perfectly fine to the outside world, but it's almost like this internal suffering that your person is going through and you can't fix it. It's not your place, divine masculine, to fix it either. And I think that makes it difficult. And you, again, think about this all the time because you see just how unhappy they truly are deep down, and you want them to be in a happier place. But unfortunately, this is not something that you can control. You are ready for them to go through their own death and rebirth. So let's see what's some shadow that this person can embrace, or you can help them embrace. Let's get some more details maybe about what it is they're dealing with. The reason why they're constantly in this negative and low vibration around you. Let's see. What's going on with the divine masculine's person? Exactly. Confirmation. The first one out. The wounded heart. There is something deeper going on with this person, divine masculine, that they have not told you. The wounded heart. Acknowledge and tend to past emotional wounds. Healing begins with self-compassion. This person has a lot of trauma that you did not cause, divine masculine. This is trauma that stems from their childhood. Something that completely broke their heart before you started dating or got married to this individual. And maybe it wasn't clear to you. Let's say if you guys are married, because I know a lot of you in the collective, you guys are in committed relationships. So if this is your wife, divine masculine, or the person that you are married to, this is something that happened way before you met them. But when you're dating someone and you're going through your honeymoon phase and you're getting to know each other, people generally are going to put their best foot forward in the beginning. And a lot of the things that they've dealt with, they've gone through when they were growing up, people don't usually talk about those things because they don't want to be judged, because they don't want to be looked at any less. They don't want to be loved any less. But this is somebody who is truly suffering within. Yeah, the prison of regret. The past cannot be rewritten, but your future is still yours to create. And this is what this person needs to understand that you are with. That yes, everyone has things in their past that they regret, choices they've made, things that they've said, ways that they've acted. And sometimes those consequences, you can't make people forget what happened. You can't go back and change the past. But what this person can do, divine masculine, that you are connected to, is really start to focus on where they're going with you. Sometimes you have to remind people that they still have a choice every single day that they wake up and they start their day and they get going in life, of how they want to look at it, the perspective they want to take towards their everyday life. They can continue to dwell on the things from their past that they cannot change, but that's going to leave them in a state of misery, self-sabotage, confirmation. Where are you unconsciously blocking your own growth? Identify the patterns, confirmation. Thank you. Exactly. It becomes self-sabotaging behavior. Divine masculines, I'm sure you guys have been in positions where you've done this as well. But this is really seeming like somebody that you are attached to in some way. Again, this could be your wife, your girlfriend, a friend, a romantic partner, anybody. But this is somebody who you think about, you worry about, I feel. And you want this person to be happy, but it's almost heartbreaking because you realize there's nothing that you can do to fix this. But they have to understand that the future is their choice. How they want their life to go is what they choose. Yeah, overthinking and paralysis. Not every problem needs endless analysis. Trust your instincts and take action. This is definitely an overthinker, and you are becoming this overthinker, divine masculine, because you are loving this person to the point where you think that there's a way to fix them. You want your brain to find a way to comfort them, to solve their internal misery. But like I said, it's not up to you, it's up to them. Emotions in the body. Unprocessed emotions often manifest physically. Listen to what your body is telling you. People get literally physically ill when they hold their emotions in. I feel like this is somebody, again, who on the outside probably looks as calm as this person here, just calm. But on the inside, they're screaming, they're sad, they're angry, there's so much resentment. But again, unfortunately, this comes from something, that wounded heart that happened way before you, divine masculine. This is not something that you can control or fix or change. They have to choose to process their emotions, all of the ones that broke their heart, the sadness, the anger, the resentment, all of them. It is literally driving them crazy internally, suppressing. It's showing in their behavior. You're feeling it because energy doesn't lie, right? Thank you, Spirit. Emotional repression, confirmation. Bottling emotions leads to stagnation. Find a safe way to express your true feelings, confirmation. This is what this person is dealing with. And inevitably, divine masculine, this is now what you are dealing with. And again, this again could be somebody you're already connected to. This could be somebody that you actually want to be with. So maybe this is me telling you what this person is dealing with, just so you have a heads up, just so you know how to approach this person who you want to be a part of your life. Understand that you cannot fix what you did not break. So maybe you need to ensure when you approach this person, or again, if you're already together, now that you understand what's probably going on deep down within them, maybe you can figure out how to support them, but understand that overthinking is not going to change their behavior. They are going to have to deal with their suppressed emotions. Counseling, meditation, whatever they need in order to find a way to calm their mind so they can begin to heal is what they need. And I know that you'll know how to support them in whatever way that is. I can't make this up. The anger within, they are so angry on the inside, divine masculine. And again, this is not, I mean, it could be something that you did. I mean, I don't know your whole situation. So hopefully you didn't make them mad. But, if, again, this could just be pertaining to somebody that you truly love, that you truly care about, divine masculine. And if it is, just understand what's happening. I feel like you have been trying to figure this out. I feel like you've been feeling like you need to find a solution. And sometimes support doesn't mean you always have the answers. This person has to take accountability for their emotions. They need to address their feelings, their trauma, whatever it is that happened in their past. Again, that broke their heart. Because generally, anger, resentment, all of that comes from a broken heart, sadness. It's just expressed in different ways, and some ways are very aggressive. Some ways are very destructive, especially if people are not good at communicating how they're feeling. Okay. So I'm going to roll the dice. Let's see what letters. This could be your first, last, middle initials. This could be the person that we're talking about's first, last, or middle initials. But let's see, before I pull the soulmate and money manifestation. Okay, we have B ... So some of you guys haven't decided who, or you don't know who this person is yet. Again, so this could be just foreshadowing for you. We have B, to be determined. L, P as in Paul, U as in umbrella. Okay. E, V, L, R. Again, somebody is a mystery. Somebody wants their identity to stay hidden here. Okay, now one more roll. Again, your first, last, middle initial, or the person on your mind. Divine Masculine. V again, the letter J, B again, N, and Z. Okay. All right. So let's start with your money manifestation. Let's see what you are working towards right now. What's your advice in regards to your money manifestation? Like I said, there could be some energy that's blocking you. This is why I did that beginning spread about the shadow work. It's good to be mindful again about the energy that is surrounding you, because it can become a blockage to your goals, to your desires, to your money. So be very careful, of who you choose to be with, who you choose, to spend your time with. All of it matters. Okay, so I'm gonna ask a series of questions, and then I'm gonna pull a card for each. And let's see what our message is for you guys, Divine Masculines. Okay. So what messages does the universe have for the Divine Masculines at this time about their current financial situations? So what is the message from the universe at this time to the Divine Masculines? Look at that. Beautiful. Passive income. The best money is made while you sleep. I like it. So some of you guys could be starting, some type of side business, side hustle that allows you to make very, very good money, even while you are sleeping. So a lot of the times that comes from kind of businesses that can kind of run themselves without you. So you could have a platform for some of you guys. Okay. So that's very good energy. Again, just be mindful, right, of the people that you have in your energy. It can definitely affect your manifestations. But right now, your initial energy is passive income. So let's see. Yeah, this is about growth and expansion. This is about an increase in your wealth. Okay, so what steps can the Divine Masculines take to manifest more abundance. So what steps do my divine masculines need to take in order to manifest more abundance? Leader. Beautiful. As a born leader, you can truly bring out the best in others by guiding them and inspiring them. So, some of you guys are going to become leaders. That would make sense, especially if you are able to start a business, become an entrepreneur where you are making this passive income. Inevitably, most likely, you will be a leader. So, that's beautiful. Some of you guys already are, and you are already on your way to creating this business, or you already have an online platform as well. So good job, divine masculines. Okay. So what steps can my divine masculines take? Okay. So yeah, become that leader. That is your advice. That is going to bring you that level of abundance, create that passive income for you. Okay. So let's see, what are some obstacles and challenges that might stand in the way of my divine masculine's prosperity? Obligations. Makes sense here. You have some prior contracts or commitments that still need to be fulfilled before you can completely move on to the next stage of your journey. So, some of you guys, before you can move on into this new direction, something new that you're trying to begin, maybe again, an online platform or something that can make you that passive income where you will be the CEO, you will be the leader. You have some previous contracts, so you could still be working your standard 9 to 5. You could still, have other obligations that are going to not allow you to reach that level of abundance or autonomy that you want quite yet. Okay. So some of you guys have to deal with that, and that could be challenging depending on what it is, especially if it's pertaining to another person. Again, if you guys, are dealing with going through a separation, some type of divorce, there could be contracts, through court, things you have to repay. So this could slow you down just a little bit. And then, how is my divine masculine's financial outlook for this coming year? So let's see, let's get the overall energy for the coming year for the divine masculine. Let's see, something flipped, I think, here. Let's check. Pressure. Okay. So some of you guys feel pressure right now. I feel like you feel under pressure to make some quick decisions about your finances. And I feel like you have pressures from external sources. This says, beware of how family influences and social pressures are influencing your career choices. I feel like that has to do with maybe just in general in your life. I feel like you feel limited with what you can do, the choices that you have because of these external pressures around you. Again, coming back to here, this could be, a current contract that you are in that you're trying to get out of, that kind of has you stuck and not able to kind of move freely like you want. And I feel like you are truly excited and determined to get to the place where you have that passive income, where you are kind of in control of your own day by day, where you're not under a time clock, a lot of time pressure with time, needing to move quickly. Feeling pressure. With clocks, it's about karmic delays, obstacles, and challenges that hinder you. And that's exactly what I feel like you're going through right now. This is something that you will have to deal with this year in order to get to this place where you are truly free, where you can truly start having that passive income and being that leader that you desire to be. Okay. So the next question, will the divine masculine's new career path be successful? Boom. Boss. Yes. Very good. Beautiful. It's really in alignment with your message here, divine masculine. This is your goal, to have this passive income, and you want to be a leader. And I feel like leader, not only just in a position as far as you leading others, but I feel like you want to be a leader just in your own life in general. And I feel like you've had obligations. Again, this could be that energy from the beginning of the spread. This could be somebody that you are connected to right now, right? That you are obligated to in some way by contract. Again, marriage, maybe you're going through a divorce or separation. You guys probably have kids together. You probably built on a foundation. And when you have those type of obligations, you now have to separate all of that. And I feel like that is something that you feel under pressure to do. And I feel like it's pressure because, number one, you have external people in your life who have a lot of opinions when it comes to your decision to walk away from this obligation. Everybody has an opinion, obviously, but that doesn't matter at this point. I feel like you've made up your mind, and I feel like you're already taking the steps because this is your beginning energy, not this. This is what you're dealing with right now, and this actually might be what you deal with in the challenges that you face this year, but actually make it through in order to get into this boss-like status. Gone are the days of answering to anyone else. Your destiny is in your own hands now. This is what you are looking to accomplish, and this is going to be your new career status. Beautiful. And this is what you are working towards manifesting, that boss status, that independence. And I feel like this is something you've wanted for a very long time, but maybe some beginning choices in your life kind of kept you obligated. Again, whether that's through marriage, just family in general. But I feel like you are definitely ready to become more independent, divine masculine, or at least independent from your current obligations and current contracts, okay? And so, what are some directions my divine masculines can take with their career to manifest more abundance? So what steps? Let's see. What steps can the beautiful training? So some of you guys need to work on maybe some type of skill certifications, maybe do some training, acquiring new knowledge. So you still have some new skills to acquire before you can really advance to the next stage of your career. So yeah, to answer your question, it's your training. You definitely need to have, again, a little bit more knowledge. I feel like it's kind of hard to really get to, this part just yet because you're still kind of stuck here. This is what I'm feeling, right? I feel like you feel under pressure because you want so bad to be independent, like so bad. Like you want time to just fly by and just be to this next level. I can feel this, the anxiousness, the desire to finally have this freedom to be let out of this locked bird cage. Birds could be significant for some of you guys. Yeah, I just feel like you are so ready to be in this boss-like energy. You are ready to gain some new training, some new knowledge. You're ready to just take your life onto the next level, the next stage. You just want to have a sense of freedom and feel like you are fulfilling something you actually desire. I feel like the majority of your life, or at least half so far, you have spent being obligated to others. And it's kept you under pressure constantly. And I think you're just tired of constantly being under that pressure. Okay. And maybe, again, I have to connect it back to the beginning spread. Like, again, if I feel like you have somebody in your energy that you need to release and allow them to go and heal, because their energy is, I feel, blocking you. I feel like that energy is also where you feel a lot of your pressure. Okay. All right. What mindset shifts can my divine masculines make to attract greater wealth and abundance into their life? So what kind of mind shift? Oh, look at that. Okay. So you got 3 answers here. So you got counselor. Okay. Your compassionate nature makes you a good listener. Your advice is sought after, and your perspective is a valuable commodity. So again, the question was, what mindset shifts can my divine masculines make to attract greater wealth and abundance? I feel like some of you guys might need to do some of your own healing. When I see this counselor, I don't really feel like this is about a career. I feel like this has to do with your mind. I feel like this is something, yeah, getting the chills. So, yeah, I feel like this has to do with how you view yourself after dealing with these pressures and obligations, how you need to not question your value, your abilities, because in order to get into a boss like status, you have to have confidence like no other, not ego, not pride, but confidence. And in order to have confidence, that means that we have to make sure that our own trauma, our own emotions are in check and resolved, right? And I feel like if you can do that, your money is going to be long. This is going to take you into long term money, retirement status, boss into retirement. Okay. Another money jar. You have now 3 money jars out here. Okay. That is a good energy to be in. And you have out here as well 3 galaxy jars, which talks about your talents, your gifts, basically the areas of your unrealized potential. So again, I feel like I said from this beginning, you guys are going to be creators, some type of creator, content creator, something like that. There's going to be something that brings you that passive income, that's going to put you in that boss like status, that's going to take you into retirement. But I feel like you have to be mindful of where your mind is. Okay? Be mindful of your own mindset, divine masculines. And last question for money manifestation: what opportunities should my divine masculines be open to in order to increase their wealth potential? Host. Whether your space is physical or digital, you could find a lot of fulfillment in being a host. Yeah, like I said, you guys are going to do something online. You guys are going to be an online content creator. And you being in that energy will allow you freedom. It will allow you to be your own boss. It will allow you to create, be more expressive. It will allow you to have your own schedule. You won't be under pressure to be at work on time. So time will not mean anything to you because you will have your own schedule. You will run your own day. But yeah, I feel like you will be a digital host. You are going to be able to express yourself, probably help others with their own experiences that you've gone through. This is going to bring you your abundance, divine masculines. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Now let's do your soulmate manifestation and let's see how you and your soulmate or the person on your mind is connecting at this time. And like I said, constantly be mindful, right? That the people that we choose to be with, that we choose to have in our energy, directly affect our manifestations. And it's hard for a lot of people to be alone, but understand that when you have a goal, if you can't find that right partner, that right individual to support you, to be in the same energy with you, it can slow you down. It becomes a blockage for you. Okay. All right. So, divine masculines. Okay. So, let's start with what does my divine masculine soulmate have to say to them, whether you know them or not? What do they have to say to my divine masculines? Their soulmate. Career. It might be a while before we get to meet because I'm totally focused on my career right now. Well, hey, that is literally in alignment with kind of where you're projected to go, right? Because I think once you get rid of your current obligations, these current contracts that you're stuck in, I feel like this is exactly what's going to also become important to you. So your soulmate is currently establishing their own career path, their own boss-like energy. So that's very good. That means that you guys will be on the same page. So that's a good thing. Okay, very good. Okay, so my divine masculines, will you be with your soulmate soon? Will my divine masculines be with their soulmate soon? Oh, oh, interesting. This is an interesting energy, and they came out together. So I'm going to keep them together. Denial and ego. What truth about yourself are you avoiding that could be interfering with your openness to love? And will your ego allow space for us to have an equal partnership? So, this is your soulmate's question to you, Divine Masculine. This is what I'm feeling. So some of you guys have somebody in your energy that knows that they are your soulmate. They know that they want to be with you. They understand that you have other obligations right now. So you guys are not in contact. And there is a possibility that you guys could actually be together in the future. This person right now is not focused on you and what you got going on, again, because they are aware of the obligations that you have. This person is focused on themselves and their career, that as they should be. But this is their energy towards you. So that kind of tells me that you guys had a previous interaction and something happened. And again, maybe with all of the obligations and contracts that you're tied to, this person felt this energy off of you that they didn't like very much. One of them was you being in denial about how you felt, and also you were in your ego. So again, their question to you, Divine Masculine, what truth about yourself are you avoiding that could be interfering with your openness to love? Because maybe when you were around this person, you pretended like love didn't matter to you. And this person actually felt like it didn't matter to you. And I feel like this is why ego came out along with denial. It was your ego, your pride. It was you maybe not being too happy about your current situation. Maybe you didn't want to tell them what you were going through, but whatever it was, it caused them to feel as if you did not support them, as if you did not care for them. Will your ego allow space for us to have an equal partnership? They never felt like you saw them as your equal. And that's going to be something important to them if you guys end up on the same path. Are there any obstacles or challenges that are standing in the way of my divine masculine being with their soulmate at this time? Well, yeah, but let's see what else comes out. Partner, the current partner that you have, divine masculine. Yes, with our combined skill sets, we're going to make an amazing team. This is the energy that your soulmate wants to be in with you. But the question was, are there any obstacles or challenges that stand in the way of you guys being together? It is your current obligation. It is your current partner, wife, spouse that you're with. This is causing blockages from you being with your soulmate. What steps can my divine masculines take to align themselves with the energy of their soulmate? Jaded. I'm not at a place in my life where I can provide love to a partner because I'm still stuck in the past. So this is you, divine masculine. Confirmation. You can't be in alignment with your soulmate at this time because you have these other contracts, you have these other obligations and things that you are dealing with that you need to take care of. At least you're being honest about it. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's not going to change it. Wow. Travel. Are you traveling? Are you coming towards your soulmate and they're not aware of it? Are you coming in to communicate with them? Because the next question is, where and how can my divine masculines increase their chances of meeting their soulmate? Travel. Huh. So some of you guys are moving towards this person, and I don't think they're aware of it. I would suggest that you don't travel towards them and surprise them especially if you guys are not on good terms, especially if you are still dealing with other obligations and situations. It could just create more of a separation. So just be careful with that, divine masculines. I know maybe you're thinking more of along the lines of it being romantic in some way, but if you're not on the same page with your soulmate, it's just going to cause another argument. It's going to cause more tension. Yeah, confirmation at the bottom of the deck. Distance is needed here. If you, I don't think you're ready yet, divine masculine. If you are, then okay. But what I'm seeing here is distance is still needed. Okay. What important life events or circumstances may lead my divine masculines to cross paths with their soulmate? So let's see what's going on in the major life events to get you guys to come back together here. Wow. 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 So trauma, relocation, and toxic. Wow. Major life events and circumstances. So somebody is moving. There is some travel, walking away from a toxic current connection, major life events and circumstances that need to happen to become closer. Somebody needs to move and somebody needs to heal and work through their trauma so they can be whole. And somebody needs to get out of a toxic situation, because what you don't want to do is expose your soulmate to the person that you are today, which is somebody who is jaded, who still has trauma. That's why when I saw this travel, I hesitated. There's still distance needed because there's still healing of trauma and toxicity that is needed. Are you the person that they are going to deserve to be with? Divine masculine is the question. Okay. But relocation is here. In order for you guys to be together, somebody will have to move or relocate. Wow. Okay. What are some clues about the personality and identity of my divine masculine soulmate? Let's see. Wanderlust. I have so much more that I want to experience until I will be ready to settle down with you. So this is somebody right now who is on their own path, divine masculine again, and we saw that because they are really focused on their career. I feel like this person was in a similar situation, obligations. They broke away from that before you. And so this person is kind of on their own journey right now. They are trying to figure out who they are, and they are trying to work on their career path. They might be traveling right now, kind of experiencing the world, because once they settle down, this person will want to settle down. So yeah, that is how you'll know this is somebody who is career focused and who is kind of traveling, having a good time. I feel like this person is single as well. Okay. What does my divine masculine's future look like with their soulmate? Let's see. What does my divine masculine's future look like with their soulmate? Beautiful. Comfortable. Are you really ready to give up your old ways to be with me? This is the question your divine feminine or your future soulmate is asking you, divine masculine. They want to be comfortable with you. Again, but there's a lot of work that is needed here. There's a lot of work that still needs to be done. Okay. But I think you guys are comfortable in each other's space when you guys are both in a good place. I just feel like you both are on different paths right now. Is my soulmate ready to meet you now? There's definitely attraction. It says you're going to like what you see when you meet me because I'm exactly your type. So somebody's ready to meet somebody. But like I said, the reality is, there's still some healing that's needed here, between the two of you. And what's the overall energy between these two? The overall energy between, yeah. Divine masculine. You've been looking for this person and all the wrong people. And again, I think this just has to do with the healing that's needed. I feel like this is something that you were maybe in the past in denial about. This is why there had to be some type of separation. If this is somebody you already know, it doesn't have to be. But if it is, that's what happened. This person wanted you, understood that you guys were soulmates as well. However, you possibly were in a space of denial and ego. So this person had to walk away. You also already are obligated to someone else. So there was nothing that was going to come of the situation with you guys anyway, because you already have previous contracts and obligations with another partner. You've been jaded in matters of the heart, divine masculine, for a very long time, because you have dealt with people who didn't give to you, who truly didn't love you in the way that you needed. Maybe you weren't nurtured in the way that you needed. Maybe this is your childhood trauma that you also need to deal with as well. Some of you guys are dealing with a partner who has the same type of trauma as we saw in the beginning of the spread. This is about doing the shadow work. It is about going through the healing process. It is about going through the transformation so that you can have the happiness that you deserve, that you want with your partner, because it is possible, but everybody has to put in the work. And you have a soulmate who is on their own career path right now, who, is working on themselves. So their energy is not focused on you, which is good. It needs to be focused on them, so that if you are able to heal your own trauma, your own toxicity, right? If you're able to now focus on getting your career going, as I saw in the money spread, you want to be on a boss level, that CEO level. You want to have that level of independence, and you can have that, but you got to deal with the challenges. And the challenge for you, divine masculine, is going to be accepting the fact that there is healing needed, accepting the fact that you will have to boss up and change your current status and walk away from relationships, situations, people, places, or whatever that are not going to serve you in your future. If you want to be comfortable with your soulmate, you're going to have to step up to those challenges. You're going to have to, have a backbone and do what you got to do if this is what you really want. I feel like it is, but talk is cheap. It's not going to matter. Your thoughts, that's good that you want to manifest this person, but manifestation only works with action. You can't manifest without putting in the work towards this person, towards your goals, accepting those challenges that need to be handled, because nobody else is going to be able to do it but you, divine masculine. And I know you're aware of that. But, your big sister is here to remind you, again, you do deserve happiness just like everybody else. But at the end of the day, work is needed. You have a lot going on if you are connected to someone already, especially if this was a marriage, especially if there's kids, especially if there was already a foundation created. There are a lot of obstacles, but if your soulmate is worth it, you will handle your business. It is what it is. And that is also what's going to show them that you see that they are worth it. Love is shown with action, not words. Although, yes, we can say we love people, but do we show it? The proof is in the pudding, as they say. And again, I feel like you guys want a level of comfort. I feel like you guys are comfortable with each other. Your energies match very well. The attraction is definitely there. I mean, comfort and attraction, a lot of things can happen, but not when you're dealing with toxicity, not when you still have another partner. It's not even worth disrespecting your soulmate by approaching them when you are not ready, when you are not whole. They want you to come at them correct, or don't come at all. That's the energy that I'm getting from this. They understand that you are a little lost, that you were looking for their energy in so many other people after they walked away, whether you were connected to somebody or not. But that further let them know that there was trauma, that there was pain, that there was not what they were needing from you available. Okay. But you got somebody that cares for you, but right now they have to love you at a distance. They cannot be in your energy, a part of your world. It's not going to work right now. Okay, let me just pull a quick shadow work oracle for you guys to close this out. Divine Masculine, what's your last bit of advice here? For my divine masculines who are ready to fall in love, who are ready to get out of their situations that no longer serve them, who are ready to manifest their soulmate, ready to manifest abundance. What advice do they need? The Pilgrim. All right. Sounds like you need to go on a pilgrimage. Well, this might be the right energy. Let's see what your advice is here. The Pilgrim. Okay. All right, so this is on page 113. So November 3rd, March 11th could be significant as well. 311 could be a synchronicity. The Pilgrim asks, what behavior do you want to leave behind? So let's see. So you can see it a little bit better here. Okay, the Pilgrim. Pilgrimage has always been central to many faiths, including Christianity, Buddhism, Islam, and Judaism. The lone figure carrying a staff, setting off on foot across an unfolding landscape is an eternal and inspiring image. Pilgrimage offers more than just a long walk. It is a journey of self-discovery and personal growth, a way to skip out of the everyday and free up time to process thoughts and experiences. Simple and honest, a steady walk to a place of meaning delivers in unexpected ways. It is a way to connect with yourself, nature, and the wider landscape. You may leave home troubled or anxious, but at the end of your walk, you will experience a sense of well being that rises from your feet to your heart. In the Middle Ages, the scallop shell was worn as a means of identification on long Christian pilgrimages. It is the symbol of St. James, patron saint of pilgrims. The emblem is still worn on modern pilgrimages, especially along the route of the Camino to Santiago in Spain. The markings on the shell radiate from the center and represent the many different routes that lead to a spiritual goal. It is also a metaphor for rebirth, renewal, purification, all of which are at the heart of shadow work. Like the pilgrim, I step into my life, leave the past behind, and enjoy the present moment. A perfect message and confirmation of what we just talked about. This is what you need to do. You need to set out on your own path, divine masculine. You need to tear up those old contracts. You need to walk away from the things that no longer serve you. You need a reset. You need to clear your energy. You need to go through your transformation process and reopen your heart space in the right ways to be able to accept the love that your soulmate wants to provide or give to you, to be able to be comfortable in a space with your soulmate, to feel whole with your soulmate, to be able to express love with words, with actions, feel it in your heart space from your heart chakra. Through your physical body, you need a reset. So it's time for my divine masculines to go on their pilgrimage, it sounds like. And I feel like it is because you are ready to take a journey towards self-discovery and towards your soulmate. All right, divine masculines, that is what I have for you this week. I hope that this was helpful. I pray that you guys are able to find some wisdom. The advice is helpful for you moving forward. Answer some questions that maybe you had, but I believe in you guys always. I want to see my divine masculines fall in love again because you deserve to feel that love in your heart space again. I feel like it's been lacking. True love has been lacking from all of us for a very long time. But it starts with you discovering you again, divine masculine, stepping into your own power. And your soulmate is going to be waiting for you. All right. Hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me. But until next time, you guys, bye.